Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
Now we begin the English language transmission from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Dear listeners, now please enjoy a rare chorus, Song of General Kim Jong-il.
Dear listeners, welcome to Voice of Korea. Now here is what you can hear in this transmission. First news. Next we bring you the last installment of the great leader Kim Jong-il's work, Socialism is a Science, and then an account, Spiritual Strength of Self-Reliance Implanted in the Workers of Gyeongsang, and then an anecdote, Warm Concern for a Couple at the Temple. After that, an account, a gift gold bust, the son of Korea Kim Jong-il, and then an account, passion devoted for modernization of information and communication. And then you'd enjoy a Korean song, A Man Enshrined in Our Hearts. Lastly, impressions of a foreigner. And between the programs you'll enjoy a few songs. Now here is the news. The news that the great leader Kim Jong-il received the Minister of National Defense of the People's Republic of China was reported on November 26th and the 27th by the China Central Television, the Cuban newspaper Granma, the Lao News Agency, and newspapers Bate Lao and Vientiane Mai and VOA of the United States.
The DPRK book, photograph and fine art exhibition was recently held at the building of the Mexican Senate on the occasion of the 18th anniversary of the appointment of the great leader Kim Jong-il as Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, and the 92nd anniversary of the birth of the anti-Japanese war heroine Kim Jong-suk. Portraits of the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il were hung on the front wall of the venue of the exhibition, and the flower basket was placed before the portraits. On display at the exhibition were famous works of President Kim Il-sung and respected Kim Jong-il, photographs on the revolutionary exploits of the three commanders of Mount Baekdu, books and fine artworks on the reality of Korea, advancing under the banner of Sungun or Army First Politics, and handicrafts showing the wisdom and talents of the Korean people. Present at the opening ceremony of the exhibition were many people of broad sections, including personages of the government, political parties and organizations such as the Mexican Congress, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the People's Socialist Party, the Mexican Fellowship Association for Remembrance of President Kim Il-sung, the Mexico-Korea Friendship Association, and the Mexican Committee for Support to Korea's Reunification. Invited there were the DPRK Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to Mexico and his embassy staff members, members of the delegation of the General Bureau of the Overseas Exhibition of the DPRK, and foreign diplomatic representatives. Speeches were made at the opening ceremony. The President of the Senate of Mexico said, "The exhibition will give a better understanding of the Korean politics, economy and culture to the Mexican people and serve as an important opportunity to further develop the friendly relations between the two countries." He expressed a resolve to make active efforts for the development of cultural exchanges between the two countries and wished the Korean people a brilliant success in the building of a great, prosperous and powerful nation.
The Czech Group for the Study and Application of the Juche Idea and the Mount Baekdu Czech-Korean Friendship Association recently posted an article titled Down with Imperialism Union, the Origin of the Korean Revolution in the joint internet homepage, Korea Mount Baekdu. The article said, President Kim Il-sung formed the Down with Imperialism Union on October 17, 1926, when the Korean National Liberation Movement was going through bitter twists and turns. With the formation of the Down with Imperialism Union, the historical root of the Workers' Party of Korea was provided and the Sungun Revolution dawned. Noting that the history of the Workers' Party of Korea was the course of realizing the fighting program set forth by the Down with Imperialism Union under the banner of Sungun or Army First Politics, and all the victories and successes achieved in the struggle are a brilliant fruition of the idea of the Down with Imperialism Union. The article stressed that the Korean people are opening a new history of a thriving socialist country with Sungun through the application of the idea of the Down with Imperialism Union into reality.
Foreign mass media give wide publicity to respected Kim Jong-il's great politics of attaching importance to ideology. In an article, the Bulletin of the Mexican Committee for the Study of Kim Il-sungism said, important characteristics of the mode of leadership of leader Kim Jong-il is to hold fast to ideology and solve all problems with the might of ideology. The Bangladesh newspaper Ekota and the Nigerian newspaper New Nigerian said, that the history of leader Kim Jong-il's leadership of the party is a history in which he opened a new era of Sungun Revolution, relying on the party and army and with the might of arms, and a history in which he held fast to ideology and won victory with the might of ideology. The internet homepage of the British Association for the Study of Sungun Politics said, "The unremitting energetic field guidance of Chairman of the National Defense Commission Kim Jong-il is accelerating the building of a thriving nation." It commented that his revolutionary leadership is characterized by the fact that whenever he is faced with difficult and gigantic tasks, he goes among the people and mobilizes their spiritual strength and makes a great leap forward in socialist construction. The Indian newspaper Sach, the Russian newspaper Veteran, and the Nepalese newspaper Zarutsa said, "Today the noble spiritual and moral traits of the Korean people fully demonstrate the validity and vitality of the line of His Excellency Kim Jong-il on attaching importance to ideology." Noting that the whole of Korea is now literally sitting like a crucible under a new revolutionary upsurge, the newspapers added that the infinite spiritual strength of the Korean people performing miracles in high response to the call of their leader will surely bring such an amazing event as the accomplishment of the cause of building a great, powerful and prosperous nation in a few years.
Changwon Restaurant Street has been reconstructed in the DPRK in line with the requirement of the new century. The inaugural ceremony took place on Tuesday. Present at the ceremony were officials concerned, employees of the Changwon Service Management Bureau and builders. A message of thanks of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea was conveyed to the employees of the Changwon Service Management Bureau and builders who performed the feats in the project for modernizing Changwon Restaurant Street. The message said, "The great leader Kim Jong-il unfolded a plan to reconstruct Changwon Restaurant Street that is of great significance in improving the material and cultural life of the citizens of the capital in keeping with the requirement of the new century, and solved all problems down to the building materials and labor force, showing meticulous care for the promotion of the project." The message highly estimated the employees of the Bureau and builders for having wonderfully rebuilt Changwon Restaurant Street, associated with the immortal leadership exploits of the Workers' Party of Korea, in keeping with the requirement of the new century with intense loyalty to the Workers' Party of Korea and the leader. The inaugural report was made and followed by speeches at the ceremony. A letter of pledge to leader Kim Jong-il was adopted there.
Over 20 factories and enterprises in Kaesong City fulfilled their national economic plans for this year ahead of schedule through the vigorous 100-day campaign. Officials of the factories and enterprises, including the Songdo Garment Factory, the Weathered Nice Brick Yard, and the City Public Building Maintenance Company in Kaesong City, led the workers to bring about an upsurge in production every day. The Kaesong Egg Garment Factory and the Kaesong Fiber Factory fulfilled their annual plans at 151% and 110% respectively, by boosting production, meeting the demand of technical regulations and standard method of operation. The officials and workers of the Kaesong Kapung Roof Tilery also successfully fulfilled their annual plans.
The performances of the members of the itinerant art schools of the Kim Jong-tae Electric Locomotive Complex, the Daehan Heavy Machine Complex, and the Tobacco Complex, and the Art Circle members of the Pyongyang Children's Foodstuff Factory were given with large attendance in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The People's Palace of Culture in Pyongyang was filled to capacity every day with officials, working people of broader sections, students and youth and citizens who came to enjoy the performances. The performance put on the stage a mixed duet, "The General is Our Father," a female chorus, "As Quick as Lightning in a Girl Away," Eungun Players Chorus, "The Blue Sky Over My Country," a mixed chorus, "Surpass the Cutting Edge," a poem and story, "Our Spiritual Strength," and other colorful items. The performances aroused great sensations of the audience as they truly and vividly showed our beautiful life, full of militant spirit and enthusiasm of the working class in the Sungun era, and their joy and optimism in labor.
A book titled Inventory and Impact Assessment of Alien Plants in DPRK has been recently published by the Botanical Institute under the State Academy of Sciences. The Institute conducted on-the-spot investigation of the species of exotic plants which are spreading into the whole parts of the country and exerting influence not only on biodiversity but also on agriculture, forestry and health of people, and systematized them in a comprehensive way. The book explains in detail with examples the conception of the exotic plants and their inroads, their ecological and socio-economic influence, list of more than 220 species of alien plants and their original homes, botanical characteristics, distribution and impact assessment. In the supplement, the book gives photo-illustrated many exotic plants of more than 80 species such as Chamaecyparis piscifera, hinoki, yellow magnolia, orchard grass and sycamore.
A function was held at the People's Palace of Culture in Pyongyang on Tuesday on the occasion of World AIDS Day. Present there were officials of ministries and other national institutions and working people's organizations, public health officials in Pyongyang, and members of the missions of international organizations in Korea. Ri Bong-hun, Vice Minister of Public Health, in his speech at the function, referred to the fact that observation, control, and hygienic information activities are brisk in the DPRK to prevent AIDS. He stressed that the DPRK would continue to pay state attention to the prevention of AIDS in close touch with the World Health Organization and other international organizations. Then the floor was taken by Savishwa Puri, representative of the World Health Organization in Korea, and Finn Gerald, head of the delegation of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies active in this country. A lecture was given on the title Activities for Prevention and Control of AIDS in the DPRK. The participants appreciated a video titled On AIDS and the performance given by a hygienic information squad. The Solidarity for Progress of South Korea released a commentary on November 27th denouncing the authorities for their surveillance over the Progressive Force. The commentary said, in the course of the trial for members of the South headquarters of the Pan-National Alliance for Korea's Reunification held that day, it was made clear that most of the materials on them were based on illegal wiretapping of the National Intelligence Service. Especially in case of the Secretary General of the South headquarters of the Alliance, the National Intelligence Service prolonged the restrictions on communication on 14 occasions and kept wiretapping and surveillance for 2 years and 8 months under Law on Communication Secret Protection. Thus, the National Intelligence Service has so far seriously injured the private life and fundamental rights of the people, the commentary condemned. On the same day, the Chairman, Secretary General, and the Chairman for Information of the South headquarters of the Pan-National Alliance for Korea's Reunification, released from Seoul prison, met members of civic and public organizations and their families. They said during the trial, it was laid bare that the National Intelligence Service kept surveillance, including indiscriminate wiretapping and confiscation and search of materials. And that's the end of the news read by Kim Hyun-ok and Chung Chol. This is the Voice of Korea.
Dear listeners, now is the time for broadcasting the great leader Kim Jong-il's work, Socialism is a Science. Today we bring you the last installment. The respected leader Comrade Kim Il-sung was the benevolent father of our people who cherished the warmest love for them. Under the motto, "The people are my God," which he adopted when he was young, Comrade Kim Il-sung mixed with people, shared will and woe with them, and devoted his all for them throughout his life. Because it held the respected Comrade Kim Il-sung, who was endowed with the noble virtue of boundless love for the people, as its leader, our country could record a brilliant history of genuine politics for the people, benevolent politics. Our party continues to carry forward the brilliant traditions of benevolent politics established by the great leader Comrade Kim Il-sung. Our party's benevolent politics are politics of extensive love and trust. The party loves and trusts the people from all areas of society without discrimination. In this sense, we call our party's benevolent politics all-embracing politics. They are politics of invariable love and trust, Our party is responsible for everyone's social political integrity and guides this. Even when a man has committed an error, our party does not put him in the cold but re-educates him to lead him onto the right track. It shows constant care for him so that he will exalt his social political integrity to the last. The noble love and trust shown by our leader and party for the people have produced unfailing loyalty to the party and the leader from the people. Our people have been well known since olden times as a diligent and courageous people with a strong sense of justice, a noble sense of obligation, and a high sense of decorum. Our people's fine traits now flourish and develop in every respect based on new spiritual and moral qualities. Our people are deeply grateful to the party and the leader for their benevolent politics and work heart and soul to repay the favor with loyalty. Our people's loyalty to the great leader Comrade Kim Il-sung is shown on a nobler plane today after they suddenly lost their fatherly leader. It is our people's unshakable will to loyally uphold the respected Comrade Kim Il-sung forever as the leader of our party and revolution. Under the leadership of the party, our people are working with redoubled efforts to win fresh victories true to the behests of their fatherly leader Comrade Kim Il-sung. No other people are equipped with such noble spiritual and moral qualities as ours. They are unfailingly loyal to the party and the leader and work devotedly for their country, society, and the collective. We take a great pride in having such excellent people. For our party to have trained ours into such an excellent people is its great achievement and a brilliant victory for its benevolent politics. Our party's benevolent politics are the source of the single-hearted unity of the leader, the party, and the people. The single-hearted unity of the leader, party, and people, based on love and loyalty, is the most solid unity, and our own style of socialism, rooted in this single-hearted unity, is ever victorious. People throughout the world express their great admiration for our socialism, saying that it is the most ideal socialism. This is because our socialism is a genuine socialism centered on the popular masses, which fully applies the principles of love for and trust in the people. The reason why our own style of socialism, centered on the popular masses, is an invincible socialism which enjoys their full support and trust is that here the popular masses maintain their position and exercise their rights as the masters of the state and society. They discharge their responsibilities, play their role as the masters, and lead a worthwhile and happy life in such a capacity. Our party will invariably and fully pursue genuine politics for the people, benevolent politics, which regards the popular masses, the masters of everything in society, as the supreme beings, and bestows everlasting love and trust on them. Our party and people are faced with a heavy yet honorable task of carrying forward and consummating through generations the socialist cause of Juche, which was initiated and led by the great leader Comrade Kim Il-sung. As it has always won victories in the past by believing in and relying on the people, so too in the future our party will accomplish the socialist cause of Juche by believing in and relying on them. Man-centered socialism, socialism centered on the popular masses, is absolutely scientific and the most advantageous and powerful socialism. For its scientific accuracy and truth, socialism is sure to be victorious. So far we brought you the last installment of the great leader Kim Jong-il's work, Socialism is a Science. This is Voice of Korea.
Now Voice of Korea presents an account, Spiritual Strength of Self-Reliance Implanted in the Workers of Ryong-sung. The Ryong-sung Machine Complex is in South Hamgyong Province of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. One day in March 1959, great President Kim Il-sung visited the then Ryong-sung Machine Factory and stopped before a 3-meter turning lathe and looked at it for a while. Turning to the officials, he asked if they would not try to make a 7 to 8 meter turning lathe by themselves at the factory. To his unexpected question, the officials of the factory could not answer offhand. As a matter of fact, the factory urgently needed a 7 to 8 meter turning lathe at the time, but the officials dared not think of making it by themselves at the factory. Under then conditions, it was technically difficult to make the 7 to 8 meter turning lathe by themselves. Reading their minds, President Kim Il-sung stepped toward the lathe operators. While talking with them, he learned that the workers of the factory succeeded in making a horizontal milling machine which had been imported with their strength and the revolutionary spirit of self-reliance, and was using it for production. He highly estimated their merits. Then President Kim Il-sung came back to the 3-meter turning lathe. An official of the factory explained to him about the 3-meter turning lathe. Listening to his explanation, President Kim Il-sung was lost in deep thought for a while and said, "You must have boldness to make revolution." And turning to the officials, he proposed making the 8-meter turning lathe boldly by themselves, believing in the workers of the factory as they had done when they made a horizontal milling machine. The official of the factory reflected on their passive working manner and said to him that they would arouse the workers of the factory and make the 8-meter turning lathe at any cost. That day, President Kim Il-sung said the workers of Gyeongsang were playing an important role in the struggle to realize industrialization of the country, and stressed the need to set a high target and do all work in a bold way. After he left, the workers of Gyeongsang succeeded in making the 8-meter turning lathe with their strength and technology in 5 months, with the courage and audacity given by him. The workers of Gyeongsang still remember the instruction that they should have boldness to make revolution, an instruction given by great President Kim Il-sung more than 50 years ago. Today, too, they are pushing forward the building of a prosperous nation by fully displaying the spiritual strength of self-reliance. That was an account, Spiritual Strength of Self-Reliance Implanted in the Workers of Gyeongsang. This is the Voice of Korea.
Now present an anecdote, one concern for a couple at a temple. One day in May 2008, the great leader Kim Jong-il visited the scenic place of Mount Paegun in the northern part of Korea. He first dropped in at the Ryongwon Temple in the scenic place and learned about the history of the temple and gave important instructions on preserving and taking care of it in its original state. After looking around the Ryongwon Temple, he came down to the restroom newly built at the foot of the mountain. He feasted his eyes on the scenery of Mount Paegun for a long while, feeling refreshed. Stepping toward the dancing ground of the pavilion, he saw a television set laid there and expressed great satisfaction over the fact that electricity had been supplied even to the restroom at the foot of Mount Paegun, far from the county seat, so that the holiday makers can fully enjoy a cultural life. Lost in thought for a while, leader Kim Jong-il pointed to the house of the couple caretakers of the Ryongwon Temple on the mountain and asked if they also can watch television. The officials could not answer soon. As there was no electric supply on the mountain yet, they had not thought of television. The officials told him that they would supply electricity to the house of the temple caretakers at an early date by installing even a storage battery. Listening to them, leader Kim Jong-il said he would send a television set to the couple caretakers. One day in June 2008, the Ryongwon Temple witnessed a happy event. Leader Kim Jong-il kindly sent to the couple a television set, nice-looking and useful containers, blanket, padded clothes, clothing fabrics, female dress, various kinds of underwears, toilet soaps, and other daily necessaries. Scientists installed solar battery and low-head impulse hydro generator in their house, so that the caretakers of the temple could have electric lighting and watch television. Many people had visited the Ryongwon Temple, but none had thought of whether the couple caretakers were watching television or not. The couple, too, had been eager to watch television, but thought it helpless as they were living in the deep mountain. Leader Kim Jong-il, however, deeply understood the lonely life of the couple of the temple even their parents had not thought of, and took kind measures for them. After the touching event took place, the visitors to the Ryonghun temple first visit the house of the couple caretakers before enjoying the scenery of the scenic place and looking around the temple. You've been listening to an anecdote, warm concern for a couple at a temple. This is Voice of Korea. Now please enjoy a female solo, People Will Live in His Bosom Forever.
찬란한 강산 붉은기 날리는 인민의 나라 수령님 유혹을 받드는 태양 그이는 빛나는 우리의 소금 위대한 용도가 힘청의 강구 친구나 우리 오부이 있는 그 품에 길이 살리라 길이 살리라 마음속 언제나 그리운 용사 그 이름 부르면 행복 넘치네 위대한 전설의 최고 사령관 그이는 빛나는 우리의 조국 위대한 용도다 김정의 강군 한없이 친근한 우리 오부이 있는 그 품에 길이 살리라 길이 살리라 노동당 시대로 영원한 나라 주체의 땅에 부강하리라 인민의 세상을 밝히는 태양 그이는 빛나는 우리의 조국 위대한 용도다 김정의 강군 한없이 친근한 우리 오부이 이기는 그 품에 길이 살리라 길이 살리라 길이 살리라
We now bring you an account, a gift, Gold Bust, the son of Korea, Kim Jong-il. In the International French Exhibition House in Mount Myeohyang, a celebrated mountain of Korea, there is a gold bust, the son of Korea, Kim Jong-il, presented to him by the British American Tobacco Singapore in October 2005. The gold bust of leader Kim Jong-il stands in front of red background with a gold emblem of the Workers' Party of Korea. The bust of respected Kim Jong-il was made of 720 grams of pure gold, and it means that it is 720 months from October the 10th, 1945 to October the 10th, 2005, that is, commemoration of the 60th founding anniversary of the Workers' Party of Korea. The gift has a touching story. Deputy General President and members of the British American Tobacco Singapore visited the DPRK on several occasions and looked around different places, including the International French Exhibition House, the party founding Memorial Tower, and the Tower of the Juche Idea. Especially while looking around the International French Exhibition House, they deeply felt the ardent reverence of the world people for great General Kim Jong-il. Through different occasions, they came to know his greatness well. So they decided to make his gold bust and present it to him, representing their boundless reverence for the great leader Kim Jong-il. Then they saw that the gift was prepared on the highest level by more than 20 people, including talented sculptors of a jewelry company limited of Hong Kong, well known to the world in the field of goldsmiths. The most difficult process of making gold bust was done by the method of casting pure gold one layer after another. The total layers are 30, which took a week to complete such best gold bust as we see today. They decided to name the gift the son of Korea Kim Jong-il in reflection of the desire of all the members of the company and the entire Korean people. Offering the gift, the Deputy General President of the British American Tobacco Singapore said, "It is our highest and greatest honor to present this gold bust to great Kim Jong-il on the occasion of the 60th founding anniversary of the Workers' Party of Korea. I sincerely hope that he would always brightly illumine the road ahead of the Korean people by continuing to lead them to victory with his Sungun-based leadership." Indeed, the gift represents warm reverence of the members of the company for the great leader Kim Jong-il as the son of the 21st century. You've been listening to an account, A Gift Gold Bust, the son of Korea, Kim Jong-il. This is Voice of Korea.
Here is a female duet, Our Sun and Star. We now present an account under the title, Passion Devoted for Modernization of Information and Communication. Dear listeners, scientists of the Institute of Information and Communication of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea are now achieving great successes in the researches into advanced science and technology for the modernization of telecommunications. In recent years, the Institute is further intensifying researches into a new mode of communication, information and communication system in accordance with the actual conditions of the country and world trend of the development of the science of telecommunications. It has already researched and developed optical fiber transmission equipment in Korean style, and on the basis of the rich experiences, is now accelerating the manufacture of a new type of transmission equipment at the final stage. Section Chief Chung Sun-do says,
세상의 전선설비를 우리식으로 개발한다는 것은 결코 쉬운 일이 아니며 첨단 과학의 덩어리는 아득히 높은 곳에 있었습니다. 그렇다고 남을 쳐다보기만 하면서
It was not easy to develop new type transmission equipment in our way, and the peak of advanced science was high. But how can we call ourselves true scientists on the road of scientific research if we just wait for perfect condition to be created with folded arms looking at others? Why can't we do what others do? We can do what others cannot do, with such confidence, strong fighting will, and high spiritual strength. The spiritual strength that we must run 10, nay 100 steps, while others walk a step, inspired us to renewed efforts, and all of us made researches time and again, helping and leading each other forward. We worked day and night with ardent passion and firm determination, and finally climbed up the peak of science, which seemed to be so high.
New innovations are made not only in the field of transmission, but also in the field of exchange. The development of programs demanding latest science and technology, including audio compression technology, is a tremendous task. They devote their role to the researches, studying different kinds of documents and materials, and repeating, designing, and experiments with burning patriotism and firm determination to climb up the peak of latest science and technology at an early date for the development of the telecommunication science of the country. Great successes are being made through collective wisdom in increasing data transmission speed and modernizing communication, broadcasting, email, and other fields of telecommunications. All these successes are being introduced across the country through pilot plant of the Institute. Deputy Director of the Institute, Choi Sung-ryul, says,
시신이 현대화를 이루어가려면 아직도 해야 할 일이 많습니다. 하지만 우리 연구소 종업원들이 비상한 정신력이 있는 한 두려울 것이 없고 첨단 과학의 벙어리도 능히 점령할 수 있습니다. 우리는 앞으로
We have still a lot of work to do for the modernization of telecommunications. But there is nothing to fear as the spiritual strength of our employees is so high. We can certainly capture the peak of latest science and technology. In the future, we will devote all our wisdom and passion to further intensify the researches into new mode and means of communication and information and communication system in order to rapidly develop the telecommunications of our country.
You've been listening to an account under the title, Passion Devoted for Modernization of Information and Communication. This is Voice of Korea. Now you enjoy a Korean song, A Man Enshrined in Our Hearts. The song A Man Enshrined in Our Hearts is a theme song of the Korean feature film of the same title. The song represents with popular voice and impressive melody the feelings of the lyric main character fascinated by a man, a true official, devoting himself to the people. Now you'll hear the song in male solo of Choi Sang-jun, a Korean musician in the United States.
In the lone There is a man enshrined in our heart. Oh, such a good man. I can't together for years, there met not in memory. Though we just have glanced, there is a man enshrined in our hearts. Such a good man, I honor and value. Such a good man, I honor and value.
You've been listening to a Korean song, A Man Enshrined in Our Hearts. This is Voice of Korea.
This time we bring you impressions of a foreigner who visited the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Sean Pickford, Secretary General of the British Group for the Study of the Juche Idea, met a reporter of Voice of Korea and said,
Korea is the state where the Juche idea has been realized. The Juche idea is the most scientific and humane theory. For centuries, man has aspired for freedom and liberation, but humanity has groped in the dark with various theories. It has only been the Juche idea, founded by President Kim Il-sung and developed by General Kim Jong-il, that answers to complex questions of philosophical and ideological importance were answered. The Korean people performed a miracle, and was a socialist state during the day. And saw the launch of the satellite as a great boost to the economic development of the DPRK. As a great technological boost to your country, and your country has a right to develop outer space for peaceful purposes. We supported the second nuclear test because Korea must build up a self-defensive capability because it is threatened by many aggressive forces. It is General Kim Jong-il's policy to build a powerful defense means, and this will eventually lead to peace on the Korean Peninsula and security throughout the world. The Korean people now face goal to build a great and prosperous nation by the year 2012, which is the centenary of President Kim Il-sung. I am sure that the Korean people, with strength and determination, will fulfill those tasks of building the rich and powerful Songbin nation, because they are guided by General Kim Jong-il and the Workers' Party of Korea.
You've been listening to Impressions of a Foreigner. This is Voice of Korea.
Now here is a male chorus of the state merited chorus. A country under the brilliant sun of Sun-gun. With a son of Sun-gun in the van, clear is the sky of my country. Clearing the other's road with arms, fine paradise has been built. The country is invincible under the sunshine of our general. Great is my country of Sungun. May you prosper forever.
Dear listeners, with this we conclude English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea provides its English language service for Europe between 13 and 14 hours UTC, between 15 and 16 hours UTC, between 18 and 19 hours UTC, and between 21 and 22 hours UTC on 7,570 kHz and 12,015 kHz. For North America, between 13 and 14 hours UTC and between 15 and 16 hours UTC on 9,335 kHz and 11,710 kHz. And for Northeast Asia, between 1 and 2 hours UTC and between 3 and 4 hours UTC on 7,140 kHz, 9,345 kHz and 9,730 kHz. Goodbye. This is Pyongyang.